So my best friend just sent me this video about these guys talking about does hip hop ruin the black community and all that other stuff. So I've like seen many of these people, and a lot of people say yes. And I've always debated because no, you can't. The hip hop. Okay, let me just get all this out the way before I give my opinion. So he was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson. And Dr. Umar Johnson was talking about how these rappers ain't no worse than white supremacy or Donald Trump out there and all that other shit. Okay. Alright. And there was one person, he agreed. There's a lot of people that agree to a point. There's people that, it's probably, I think there was one that disagreed, if I can remember correctly. So, I'm going to give my sole opinion about this. Dr. Umar Johnson is 100% wrong. And the reason why he is 100% wrong about that is because it's already been fucked up. Alright, the hip hop, like the hood, the black community and all the other stuff has already been fucked up way before hip hop has ever, and it hasn't been gotten any better since. Alright, there's always been drugs in the community. There's always been someone selling it. There's always been like bad shit that happens in the community. Hip hop is not the scapegoat. Has hip hop changed over the past year, have the past decades? Yes, it is. It's very more materialistic. It's very more, like I said, it's very more materialistic. It's very more braggadocious. It's more like young niggas when they get money. It's like, oh, you just hating on me because I'm broke. But that's just like niggas always. This is what happens when you give someone with no money, and you know that. People who are born with money, they act different from people who doesn't born with money. That's what the whole keeping up. And if you don't think, and a lot of people think, one of the dudes was like, I don't let the kids listen to what's on it because I don't understand it. And my direct quote is, what are you listening to? Because one dude, he had the point. I said, you had, like, at least in the mainstream when it came to hip hop, you had you had your balance. Like, you had your gangster shit, but you also had your Tribe Called Quest. You had your Far Side. You had your Dr. Dre. You had your Far Side. You had your conscious rap, and basically you had your gangster shit. And, like, you had your fly talking shit. There is a balance. Now, I will admit, this one thing I will admit, is so materialistic today. And we all blame that on the media stream. And people's like, look at Rap City. Rap City, even I remember it. One of the most songs that was most played was Talib Kweli's Get By. And everybody knows that song. That song was like one of the hottest. It was one of the hottest, when it came out, it was one of the hottest hip hop tracks that year. And people know, and people tend to forget that. That was when that joint came out and Kanye West, like, made that beat and all the other stuff, and it was all orchestrated and all that stuff. That's Talib Kweli's biggest hit. And Talib Kweli is a great rapper, but he would tell you that's his biggest hit to date. He has not made a hit bigger than that. He tried it again with I Tried with him and Mary J. Blige and all that other stuff. And much respect to Talib Kweli because he's a phenomenal rapper. As far as today, and I say this all the time, where are you looking at? Because if you're looking at the radio, then obviously you're going to get all that materialistic rap. But if you really look, there's a lot of people that's like really conscious, and you got to really look at, other than the Kendricks, your Coles, and they're like mainstream conscious, you got to look really deep for some of the more conscious, like your Lupe Fiascos, your Absols, your Joey Badass, because I think Joey Badass last album was really conscious, and it was a great album, and I don't think a lot of people give that much credit. I feel like we don't have, like, Umar knows this. We don't have control of our own media, so we're not producing like that hip hop balance that that people need. All right, when Kendrick comes out, everybody knows, like, even through all this flashy, I got money and all that other shit, when Kendrick comes out, that nigga goes platinum. When J. Cole goes out, he goes platinums all for no features. Like, artists like these, like even your mainstream conscious artists, they sell really well. Hell, Jay-Z is at a point where he's talking about financial growth and financial wealth in his album. He's trying to give you kicking game. All right, there's so much hip hop and so much conscious shit in hip hop. Jean Grey and Quell Chris dropped a phenomenal album called Everything's Fine. Now, is it underground? Yes, but you got to go look for it. This is like anything, and that's why I'm disappointed in Umar, because I feel as someone as knowledgeable as and intelligent as him, he should know like most of the stuff if you really go searching. And if you feel like that's a problem, I feel like you need to promote. And I feel like a lot of people, if you feel like this is a problem, I feel like you need to promote people that are about that conscious shit to bring it up, because you need that balance. Let's be real. When you go to the club, I'm not going to hit on Lupe. I want to hear some ratchet shit. I'm in a club. I'm expecting. Now, if I'm in a lounge and they play Lupe, that's cool. But if I'm in a club or a strip club, I want to hear some ratchet shit. It's part of your. It's part of you. It's like, as much as like even Umar got a little ratchet in him. I could tell. Nigga, fuck the stripper. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at it, fuck the shit. I'm not even using that against him. But you just know you got some ratchet shit in you. This, like, hip-hop being a scapegoat for, like, why the black community has to stop. That really has to stop. Especially, like, because it's deeper than rap. Like, it goes way much more deeper than rap. Like, of course, if a nigga... Because you all know, if all I see is drugs and violence and all that, and women that I don't trust, that's all about taking my money, and if I'm a rapper, I'm going to rap about it. I'm going to rap about what I see in my life. You know why Childish Gambino is so different? Because he didn't grow up like most niggas. Alright? And that's why his music is so different. That's why a Kid Cudi is really different. And that's why you get your different kind of views. Hell, even a Lil Uzi Vert is kind of different, even though he raps about money. When you... It's like, and I know a lot of people is like, oh, Pac was on his journey, but he was on a serial killer. Pac is a Gemini, alright? And most people know Geminis, you got that two sides to them. Biggie shit is dark. I say this all the time. If you really listen to Biggie shit, it's really fucking dark. And somewhat suicidal. And I'm not even talking about suicidal thoughts. And it's like, it's really fucking dark. It's like, are you listening to the mainstreams, or are you really going underground? Because even then, back then, it's like, a lot of people's like, man, I don't listen. Even growing up, I hear a lot of people, man, I don't listen to that underground shit. A lot of mainstream, everybody knows, very fucking materialistic. One more thing. If y'all don't think white people never did shit like this, or they had their money, you're a fucking lie. The thing about white people is they flaunt their fucking money. White people flaunt their money different from black people. Where we flaunt it on ourselves, white people flaunt it on things like yachts and fucking helicopters, or their business and all that other stuff. That's how white people flaunt. And like, people don't remember that Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous it was, you know, you probably had your black people on there, but Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous usually be about white people and white celebrities flaunting their shit, alright? People forget, Ric Flair is the original flaunter. Like the jet rider, limousine rider, kid stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. Anybody that's a wrestling fan knows how braggadocious and flamboyant and flaunting Ric Flair is. Hell, Ric Flair can like really go toe to toe with these rappers with all that shit talking he do. Well, of course he is. He's a fucking professional wrestler. He does that. But that's not blameless on hip hop. I'm sick and tired of hip hop being a scapegoat. So Dr. Umar Johnson, I know you will never see this. You're wrong. You're definitely wrong. And let's not put hip hop as a scapegoat. I have my problems with like stuff like Murder on My Mind by, you know, YNW Melly and all that other shit. But there's also good songs like for that uplift the black community and all that other stuff. Common Sense is still out here making music. Like, just go look for it. And if you really really, really want people to like make better music, promote music that involves the betterment of our community. Now I'm gonna leave it on that. This is your boy Eskino Fly. I'm out. Peace.